Okay, bit of a different one today. We're going to have a try at explaining some jokes that are English jokes, so it's going to be a play on words. And I thought I'd give this a try because in my lessons with clients, I spend a lot of time trying to explain English humour to people. Like a lot of time. A lot of time explaining English jokes to people. So I'm going to try and do it here. I don't know if this is going to work, but hey, nothing ventured, as the saying goes. So you're going to see 3 jokes by a British comedian called Jimmy Carr, who came up with the idea of trying to write the shortest joke possible. So the first example is 4 words, the second example is going to be 3 words, and the last example, the third, is going to be 2 words. You have no idea how many times I've had to do that before I'm finally getting it right. Anyway, let's get on with it. Here comes Jimmy Carr.
I was trying to write the shortest joke possible, so I wrote a 4-word joke. Venisons, dear, isn't it?
Okay, so that was the first joke. Venison's dear, isn't it? Now, if you take this at face value, what he's trying to say is venison, the meat, is expensive. It's spelt on the screen D-E-A-R, meaning expensive. D-E-A-R is also what you write at the beginning of a letter, like, Dear Julie or whatever. But of course, the animal that venison comes from is called a deer, spelled D-E-E-R. Like beef comes from a cow and pork comes from a pig, venison comes from a deer. But this joke also works from a different direction in that you're questioning where venison comes from. Venison's deer, isn't it? So this joke works on different levels. You're probably looking at the screen and thinking, ain't funny. But trust me, to an English person, it's very funny. Anyway, let's get on with the next one.
Then a 3-word joke, stationery store moves.
Okay, so this one is 3 words, stationery store moves. Again, it's a play on words. Now, if you took it at face value of what he's trying to say, stationery store moves, a stationery store is a place where you buy supplies for the office. Paper, pens, paper clips, folders, whatever. That's what a stationery store is, spelt E-R-Y at the end. But if you change stationery to A-R-Y, it means not moving. And now, suddenly it doesn't make sense. A shop that's not moving is moving. Really? So that's why it's funny. A stationery shop is moving. Again, I feel I'm losing you. Really? So, let's get on to the last one, which is just 2 words.
And then a blink and you'll miss it, 2-word joke, dwarf shortage.
Okay. Before we actually get into the joke, he says, blink and you'll miss it. To blink is that, just shutting your eyes. And we use this expression meaning something's going to be very quick. It's over and done with. So don't blink, you'll miss it. So this is dwarf shortage. And this is the one, when I've tried to explain it to people, I have the most trouble with usually. So let's start it from the opposite end. Shortage, okay, means a lack of something. So I, as an English teacher, have a shortage of money perpetually. It just goes with the territory. If you want to be rich, don't be an English teacher. But shortage has the word short at the beginning of it. And of course a dwarf is a short person. They're not tall, they're short. So when you say dwarf shortage, suddenly it becomes funny because you're talking about a lack of short people. Again, I feel I've lost you. Really, I do. But that's why it's funny, shortage of short people. Trust me, it's an English thing, alright? Just get over it. Either you understand it or you don't. And maybe I've chosen the wrong type of joke to explain in this video. But seriously, just go with it. Anyway, so Jimmy Carr, I recommend that you try looking him up on YouTube. Just put his name, there's loads of his stuff. Most of it is deeply offensive. And most of his jokes are basically one-liners. It's not like a storytelling type person. Although, it's kind of funny that I've used him as my first example because I don't actually like Jimmy Carr. Why I have chosen to start with this, I do not know. But hey ho, that's just me. I'm a contrary person. Anyway, I'm off to edit this, and let's hope that when I upload it to YouTube, I don't get a copyright strike.